Byte, Light, and Crypt stopped and froze. Behind them, the word configure appeared on the screen. It was written in huge letters that pulsed and flickered in the darkness. "What does that mean?" Light asked. "It's the name of the virus," replied Byte. "Now we know what we're dealing with. But what do we do with it?" Crypt asked. "We can't stop it. We have to find its source," said Byte. "If we find it, we can destroy it." "But where do we find him?" Light asked. "The virus could be anywhere." "We have to start with what we know," said Byte. "We know that the virus has the unique ability to program any system, so its source must be somewhere that has access to large amounts of data." "It could be anything," Crypt said. "It could be a government system or a banking system or even a critical infrastructure management system. That's why we need to find it as quickly as possible," I said. "If the virus falls into the hands of someone malicious, it could cause irreparable damage." Configure proved to be a powerful and mysterious virus. Its shadowy form glided through virtual space, traveling with the code and creating havoc in the Digital Alliance system. Byte, Light, and Crypt were all alike in that they were facing a battle with a threat they couldn't even fathom. Configure escalated its actions, penetrating the most protected areas of the code. It mutated, adjusting to the Digital Alliance's every move. The hackers faced continuous bursts of shadowy energy that warped digital space. 3 hackers went back to work. They used everything they had, their unique properties, their unique skills to find the source of the virus. They explored everything, digging into the most hidden nooks and crannies of cyber systems, government systems, banking systems, and critical infrastructure management systems. They split them up and merged them back into one vast cyberspace. They monitored the data streams, trying to find a trace of the virus. The work was difficult and dangerous. Each of them risked losing almost everything they had. The virus hit the systems, leaving no hope of recovery. The virus was constantly mutating, changing its form. It wandered through the corners of the universe and appeared in places where it was not expected. It mutated again and again, pretending to be useful and meaningful to avoid detection. But Byte, Light, and Crypt didn't give up. They realized that it was up to them to stop the virus and save the virtual world. Byte suddenly realized that Configure was not so unpredictable. Her use had a pattern that could call the clue to action. Carefully analyzing her movements, the type of mutations, and subsequent recovery, Byte discovered the algorithm. It was a turning point for the team. Light and darkness conflicted, and a coordinated counterattack began. Byte directed light pulses at where Configure had manifested, revealing her weak points. Crypt created virtual barriers that made it difficult to delve deeper into the Digital Alliance's code. Byte, using his unique skills, began to identify and block the shadowy mutations of the virus. The tension in the room was rising. At this time, progress was visible. They were moving forward, sweeping away everything in their path. Configure began to weaken under the onslaught of the Digital Alliance. Her shadow form became less resistant to light and code attacks. Eventually, Configure began to emerge from the many fragments that had disappeared from virtual space. The Digital Alliance, having survived the difficult struggle, remained virtually unshaken. Wow, they all shouted together. They had found the source of the virus. The virus was in a secret government system that contained data on the world's most important secrets. Byte vaguely sensed something familiar in the surroundings of this virus, but ignored it. Everything. Later, the main thing was to find and defeat it. The virus was programmed to infiltrate the system and steal this data. Then it was to pass that data on to its creators. Byte, Light, and Crypt knew they had to act fast. They devised a plan to destroy the virus. They had to infiltrate the government system and remove the virus from within. The plan was risky, but it was the only way to stop the virus. Byte, Light, and Crypt knew they had to take the risk, but it was the only thing they could do to save the world they each lived in.